And good morning, Amy Lassen. Always good to see you. I'm Charlie Bengal, the CEO of Remax Allegiance, and my co-host today is Amy Lassen, an associate broker with Remax Properties in Colorado Springs. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, everyone. Or
Uh,
whatever time of day you're watching this.
True, right. So first, let's talk about what's in the news, right?
Oh,
And the main news topic is coronavirus.
right.
And I think everybody has an opinion on this.
Sure.
So let's just start with that. What
Uh-oh.
what what are your thoughts on this? And obviously, we're not medical doctors, but is
Right.
this going to have an impact on real estate? And should we be worrying about it?
Wow, I'm actually super shocked that you're asking me this. Um, my honest answer is that it seems pretty serious and none of us knows yet. So I think what we all need to do is do our best work. And if it hits our cities and there's something significant, then we will have to deal with it then. That's my honest answer. But what were you thinking?
I mean, I was thinking something similar. I fly a lot. Hand sanitizer, wash your hands, don't touch your face, right? Those are like the practical tips.
Yeah.
But what a great reason to really get going on the business now, because we don't know what the
Yeah.
future brings, right?
No,
We don't
we
know
never do. We
what
never do.
the third and fourth quarter are going to bring. We do know that rates dropped again last week when the stock market went down 10%, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, rates were at what, 9-year lows or something, I think is what the headline that I saw. So we're always talking about reasons to call your people.
Yeah.
And this is another reason, right? And some of my clients might be watching this and they might be thinking, geez, you've been talking about rates for the better part of a year. Yes, but they keep going down. And, if you've not had that conversation with your clients and the phone is hard for you to pick up because you feel like you don't have a reason to call them,
Yeah.
having a conversation around rates can also, they might say, "Oh, we don't need to refinance. We need to move this spring. We need a bigger house, right? We have
Yeah.
another kid coming, whatever." So anytime you talk to your clients, face to face or on the phone, good things happen, right? And we know
Yes.
this. So why not pick up the phone, and do that? And those of you that are off to a slow start, I think, in 2020, because we don't know what the rest of the year is going to bring with this virus, or who knows what else is
Who
going to happen.
knows?
Who
Yes.
knows, right? What better reason to just get going now? And Tom Ferry put out a video, I think it was last week or this week, saying, it's March Madness. He's not talking about basketball. He's
No.
talking about, what is that one uncomfortable goal that you're going to commit to for March? And what's it look like when you step into your greatness? What's it look like when you have this mantra of this is my business, right? You're running a
Yeah.
business. And what is that big goal? Is it appointments? Is it sales? Is it listings? Is it closings? And then who are you sharing that with, right? I mean, are you sharing that goal with your family? Are you sharing that goal with your broker, your friends, your coach? So,
Well, okay, let's back up. That was a
yeah,
lot.
it is a lot.
That was a lot. That's awesome. So I'm actually super glad that you brought up coronavirus. At first I was super uncomfortable. But I think the point there everybody really needs to hear. And that is none of us knows what the future holds. Nobody, right? Will the election affect the real
Right.
estate market? Will the stock market affect I don't know. I don't know. So it's so valuable and important that every single one of us stay in our lane. Don't bitch to your coworkers about iBuyers.
Hmm.
Like, it's time for us to focus on our work. And if we spend as much time focusing on improving our skill and promoting our service to the people who know, like, and trust us as we do worrying about things that are outside of our control, we'd be millionaires. So please focus on your work.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, in other words, worry about what you can control, which is
yes.
how many conversations you have today,
Yes.
right? We have full control over that.
Yes. So back to your March madness, we're sprinting to the end of the first quarter. That's the reason March is special, right? So when you think about those big, all right, I'm doubly committed now. It's the 3rd of March and I've got, what is it, 30 days has September, 27 days, right? What could you accomplish if you really, really put your mind to it? And I love appointments. Appointments, baby.
I
Chasing appointments.
I agree. And I often ask my clients, if you were having just one appointment a day, how life-changing would that be?
Your
You know,
coaching
just one
clients.
appointment a day, right?
Your coaching clients,
And
yes.
coaching clients, exactly.
Yes.
One appointment a day, you know, how life-changing would that be? And there might be people out there thinking, well, geez, you know, that's a lot. How would I be able to do that? But you can. People do it, right?
Well, let's talk about one a week. And I'm not trying to dumb down your challenge. And one a day for March would be an awesome sprint.
Mm-hmm.
But I have created little charts for my coaching clients, 50 appointments in a year. Everybody, bare bones. I don't care what your goal is. That's got to be your baseline. 50.
Yeah, I like that.
If every single week you have not gone on a first-time listing appointment or first-time buyer appointment, right? This is a first interface, first consultation with that potential buyer or seller. That's what an appointment is. If you're not doing one of those a week, I don't know what you do all week. And it's like, oh, I was busy. I was editing the header on my, you know, stationery.
Right.
No. Doesn't matter. Put it on write it on a napkin. You know, so please don't fuss and muss so much that you don't have time to actually do the work, which is going on appointments.
I like that. At least one a week baseline. So I was at the Remax conference last week. Good conference. Some little notes from some of the speakers that I saw. And this is going to be all over the place, similar to how this show's been so far, all over the place, right? So Adam Contos, the CEO of Remax, you know, obviously kicked off the event, and he talked about the 4 E's of marketing. 1 E being empathy and activating emotion. The second one, educating the consumer. The third one, entertaining the consumer. And the fourth one, execution. So though, and his thought process around this, that if you're covering those 4 E's in your marketing, it's going to be better than not, right? So he didn't go into tons of detail, but the 4 E's, something easy to remember. The Remax agents that are watching this out there now, you know, there's lots of cool videos and personalized commercials that you can do via Remax Hustle. Remax acquired a company called First. That product is now available to the agents that were at the event.
Wait, but can we back up? Can we talk about the phrase? Well, because I think that that's a super valuable point. So let's do some clarifying before you move on to that other tool, because that other tool bears clarifying as well. So 4 E's, and the first one being emotion, did you say?
I'm sorry, you broke up. Can you repeat that?
Oh, that's so funny. I thought you froze. What was the first E? Is it emotion?
Empathy, activating emotion. Yes.
Okay. So, you know, you have to sort of get in the head of your consumer a little bit with your messaging. And then the second one, the second E?
The second E was education.
Right. And so we could do so much more to inspire that come list me call, to inspire connection, if we educated them about our service, right?
Agreed. Right.
Yeah.
The third one is entertain.
We have to, especially in the social media time, right? The things, and we've all seen it, right? That listing, that new listing, that new open house ad that scrolls by and it's a picture of a house and it says open or just, sorry, it's not interesting enough. It's not entertaining enough. So we've got to be clever. I have a coaching client who created, he did a video of door knocking, and he just stood out on the sidewalk and had the cameraman hold up the camera. He said they shot it in one shot. His wife went up and knocked on the door, and somebody sicked a dog on her. The whole thing was a setup. And then she ran down the street, and the dog actually got ahead of her because he wasn't really chasing her. But it was so funny. And he said, we will do creative things to get your home marketed for top dollar. And it was one shot. You know, was not that big a deal, was not that hard to pull off. So entertaining will get you eyeballs on social media. What's the fourth?
The fourth one is execution.
And that's what I wished we had clarity on. Did they?
Me too.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing that I want to clarify for everyone. This is something I got from Tom Ferry years ago. He teased somebody sitting in the front row of one of his conferences. He said, I saw your beautiful ad on Facebook this morning. And he said, and I have no idea what you wanted me to do about it. And he just smiled at her and waited, and she was confused. He said, there was nothing for me to do. It was this beautiful picture, and that was the end of that. He said, the purpose of all marketing is action. So everybody, put some interesting juice into your ads. all of your marketing needs to have emotion, inspire some sort of connection, and have a call to action.
Got
So
it. Good. Okay.
that helps.
The Remax Hustle. So these customizable commercials that have your information on them.
Mhm.
They released the 2020, ad set, and some of these are customizable with you being able to put on your headshot, your contact information. So they're web commercials. They played a couple of them. They're certainly clever. I do want to talk about First
Yes.
for a minute. So I heard about this, I don't know, several weeks ago, that Remax bought First, and I'm like, okay, another tech company that was purchased by Remax. Great, I suppose, right? I didn't know anything about it, and I wasn't really paying attention.
Yep.
But then I had a coaching client tell me that he is a customer of First, and he was despondent that he was going to be losing this because he's not a Remax guy. So basically what's happening is those that have already purchased First will be able to complete their contracts, and then after that it's going to be a Remax exclusive product going forward. And there is a fee. If you pay up front for an entire year, it's a little cheaper than if you pay quarterly. But the gist of it is it combs your contacts in your phone and uses 700 data points to decide who is going to list next. And then it puts a ranking next to them. Those with 3 stars should get a phone call quicker than those that have 1 star.
Yep.
And there were people at the event that signed up and were doing this, and they were getting appointments
in their
literally
space
at the event.
Yeah.
And it also identifies the people that have already listed without you. So there's that pain point as well. So I had the opportunity to meet with the founder and a couple of his team members. They're excited about, certainly their partnership with Remax. It's not a partnership. I mean, they were purchased by Remax.
Sure.
And, they're going to continue to build it out. They don't have to worry about sales anymore because the sales are Remax agents. So you used to have a sales team. They don't have a sales team at all anymore. So I thought that was rather interesting. So if you were at the event, you have access to it now. If you weren't, you'll have access to it. And I think it's 10 or 11 days, but it's ready to go out of the box. This is not something that's being built or perfected, right? It's a product that already existed.
And just so you know, I mean, I have my own 2 members of my brokerage had the exact same experience. One got a listing appointment while she was there, and the other one looked up and he had a 3-star rating on a contact that had just listed and he just missed it. So yep, it's all true.
Interesting. And they want to expand it outside of the States, but of course you have the privacy laws in Europe and Canada, and it's these sites know more about us than we do.
Oh, it's actually
if you really think about it, it is creepy. I tend to not really worry about that stuff. But so Les Brown was one of the morning speakers. He's this jovial guy that's, I think, been speaking forever. And, I thought he was good. I thought his message was, frankly, a little disjointed, but he had some cool little thoughts. And, I thought, I can use these as quotes, but I'm going to throw them out to the audience, and I'll probably put them on the page, over the next several months.
Well, and I want to give a plug as anybody who's interested in this, his recorded stuff on YouTube is actually great.
Oh, good. Okay.
And so anybody wants to get some good, they're kind of emotional, spiritual vitamins. You know, it's good. So keep
it is
going.
good, but I do feel, after the session, I felt like I had been to church in the South. With him preaching, and that wasn't a bad thing, right? So don't get me wrong.
No, but I've heard it before. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. He talked about embracing change. We've all heard that before. Creating the right experience so people want to do business with us. I kept hearing that all last week. Nick Bailey, the new chief customer officer, was saying the same thing. Someone's opinion of you does not need to become your reality. And how often do we let that happen?
This brings us back to stay in your own lane, right? Don't think about stuff you don't have control over, which is other people's opinion.
Right. Know your goals and raise the bar. Do you aim too low and hit, or aim too high and miss? I thought, that's interesting, right? People who are hungry don't have to be told to prospect. People who are hungry don't have to be told to prospect. If you don't have an agenda for your life, you'll be on someone else's. If you don't have an agenda for your life, you'll be on someone else's. And then lastly, your network determines your net worth. Your network determines your net worth. Do you have anything to add to Les Brown and his wisdom this Tuesday morning?
Well, I'm wondering, depending on how many other tidbits and takeaways you have to share, if we can now go a little bit deep on how to take action on some of those basically platitudes. Because I can imagine a lot of the agents listening are thinking, yeah, that's all very well and good, but I'm still struggling, or I still don't know what to say if I call my people, or what counts as a conversation, and all these things that you and I hear. So all of those little sayings are meant to inspire us or comfort us, but at the end of the day, action is the only thing that will take us anywhere, right?
Right.
So you and I had talked about some of the things that are coming up at RE/MAX Allegiance as far as courses that we offer, and how can we help agents both on these Between Two Coaches shows and in the courses that we offer at Allegiance to put their systems in place so that those daily routines of action are much more automatic. I don't know, automatic seems maybe overly simply stated, nothing is automatic, but that they don't wake up unemployed every single day trying to figure out what to do. So most immediately, we have the entire buyer process courses coming up at RE/MAX Allegiance. And so everyone listening, whether you're a RE/MAX Allegiance agent or not, Charlie and I keep talking about the two things that we need is to have a buyer process and a listing process that we feel absolutely comfortable with. Competence equals confidence, right? The more you practice, the more confident you'll feel when you talk to anybody, right? In the grocery line wearing your name tag, when you proactively call, it makes it so much easier to talk about the decrease in rates and what the opportunities are in your market, right? If you're following a daily discipline. So I think all of those things leave some people who are still stuck, like, okay, but now what do I do? So can we leave them with some simple takeaways? Here are the best things that you could do for your March sprint.
So I don't know if it's your internet or mine, but one of us is breaking up. I'm sure that was an amazing,
an
amazing little tidbit there, but I did not get most of it. Hopefully the audience did. So I'm trying to think of.
That's odd. It didn't show me an error on my side.
So let's start with, Amy, one action item, right? So if we have people watching, they have a goal, right? But they're not acting on it. Where's a good place to start?
Well, I love your thing about talking about rates. I have a couple of really practical tips that friends of mine have done just this past week. So one person, and we have a lot of VA loans in my market that may or may not apply to those listening, but he went through his entire past client list. Anybody who had a VA loan on their home, he let them know that his local lender could refi them at this, and I won't even quote the rate because it was so crazy. It was below 3. It was crazy low, and ended up getting 8 people to reach out to the lender and refi. And so that lender is just beyond excited, and their partnership in lead generation is much stronger. So that was something that he added value to his sphere. He stayed in contact. That didn't necessarily get him appointments, but it really got action. Another one, this guy, so we have something with one of our local papers. We have best of every year, and it's best of everything. Best of hamburgers, best of who's the best realtor. And it's all popular votes. It cracks me up. Whoever gets to be the best realtor, it's whoever they can get to vote for them the most times. So this guy, who is a business partner of his mom, but his mom is the experienced agent, he cut and pasted a message in text and messenger, but cut and paste. Please vote for my mom. Please vote for my mom. You have kids. Vote, have them vote too, which cracked me up. Anyway, 600 people. He did messenger or text. He said, I did it all day. It took me all day. And then he followed up with them the next day to say, she's in number 3. She's number 3rd place. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. Keep going. They got 4 appointments.
Wow.
he got 4 appointments from just being in touch, right? He just happened to be in the path, right? So whatever you guys can come up with that you want to share, that you want to talk about, maybe it's, we're not in the home stretch yet, people, don't hook up your hoses, whatever you want to say, get on there, text every single person in your phone, right? Send them something good and see if you can inspire appointments. So that's what I would say, is figure out your most creative way to get in front of your people and have appointments be the goal. I don't know, maybe that's too simple.
Well, no, I think we're trying to discuss folks that are not in action, and simplicity is good in this case, right?
Yeah. And if focus is a challenge, you said, what is your goal and who are you sharing it with? But I think for a lot of realtors, staying focused is a real challenge. Mm-hmm. So I wonder how practical it is to find a buddy, a realtor buddy, to do your March challenge with. Somebody to help you stay on track, not just to tell somebody that you have a goal. Sometimes that's not enough accountability, right?
Sure.
But somebody, that daily check-in, that, all right, ready, let's go. It's 9 o'clock, we're doing whatever we're doing, and check in at the end of the day, just push.
Right, and I think even doing that for, start with a week. I'm going to try that for a week, right? And if it goes well, then I'm going to try it for another week.
Yes.
Right? You don't have to commit to every day for the entire year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, okay, so those are the ones I think I'd say push for appointments, because a lot of us get scattered with, well, should I be texting? Should I be calling? What should I be saying? If setting as many first-time buyer appointments and listing appointments as possible is the goal, it sort of guides the how, right? And those who feel like, yeah, but I don't want to be salesy, here's something else that I have been really telling all my coaching clients is probably 94% of the people that you talk to aren't going to move this year. It's not because they don't like you. It's because that's the move rate. They're just not actually moving. So quit being devastated. I had someone tell me yesterday, door knocking is not for her. And I said, how many doors did you knock? And she said, 11. And I said, well, how the heck do you know? 94% of the people that you encounter aren't moving. So you need to have that expectation right up front and quit being shocked that you talked to 10 people and none of them said, I'll move, right? It's not going to be that often that you're going to talk to somebody who wants to move. So what we need to do instead is be connected. It's sort of the 4 E's, right? Show empathy, be genuinely connected, be interesting, and be top of mind so that they can refer us. We don't force people to move.
Precisely. I like it. Good.
We don't force people to move. That's not our job.
Good. So because we're having some technical issues this morning, I think we're going to end it a few minutes early, right? These are good tips, and reach out to us if there's anything that we can help you with your March Madness push. Otherwise, we will check in a couple weeks and see how it's going. I appreciate your time this morning, Amy, and I'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Take care.